The Senate will now come to order. The Pledge of Allegiance will now be led by Chief of Staff Kohler, followed by a moment of silence and reflection.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stand for a moment of silence. You may be seated.
The clerk will call the roll. Please correct the pronunciation of your name if it is incorrect.
Lauren Anderson, William Barnes, Timothy Barr, Amanda Blanton, Bella Brash, Natalia Beyer, Stephen Cardano, William Costello, Emma Cumby, Tate Few, Amelia Gay, Caleb Geddens, Aiden Gruner, Chandler Hines, Zoe Hopkins, Anita John, Jorge Resto, Lakika Cassetti, Candom Kay, Tori Kerner, Mia LaPenta, Donnie Lapsley, Jackson Matthews, Isabel Miller, Tyler Morgan, Mackenzie Mozo, Carson Neves, Bryson Peterson, Stone Pillsbury, Mega Rye, Ainsley Reed, Soraya Romali, Rodrigo Rojas, Ava Rongas, Amaya Sowell, William Wenzel, Lawson Windsor, Isaac Workman, William Zhang.
With a quorum being present, is there a motion to approve the Journal of April 10th, 2024 as found online? Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. We're now in line for general orders of the Senate, beginning with reports from Senate leadership. Speaker Pro Tempore Beyer, you're recognized to give a report on the Rules Committee.
Hi everyone, it's so good to be back. So my report is a little bit long today and I have a few different points. So today I'm going to start by reporting about the Summer Advisory Council. So we did meet virtually twice over the summer, and then one of our last meetings, unfortunately, we couldn't find a time to meet, so we had to just do sort of an information sheet. But overall, I think it went pretty well, and we had really great attendance, and I think it was just a great way to connect with the execs and show our support for them. So beyond that, the Summer Advisory Committee is obviously now over. But beyond that, I will be nominating delegation chairpersons at the next Senate meeting. So essentially, what a delegation chairperson is someone from the school of your delegation and Senate, so Darla Moore School of Business, College of Arts and Sciences, and their responsibility is to meet with students in their delegation once a month, reach out to the dean of their school to just have advice for any initiatives, and to do outreach for the clubs of their school. So if you would like to take on this responsibility and be the delegation chairperson for your school, please reach out to me or come find me after Senate. If you are the only person in your school, you are automatically the delegation chairperson, so that's fun. And if nobody from a school wants to be the delegation chairperson, I will randomly select somebody that I think would do a good job in this role. And I would advise non-chair people to apply so that we can have a different variety of Senate being represented. Moving on, also that will be announced next week who those people are. Moving on, we will have one resolution hitting the floor today, and with that, I yield my time to questions.
The Speaker Pro Tempore yields to questions. Are there any questions for the Speaker Pro Tempore? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear a report from the Academics Committee. Chairwoman Anderson, you are recognized.
Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lauren. I'm the chairwoman of academics. Academics will be meeting right after Senate today, and then starting next week, they'll be on 7 p.m. on Mondays. So you guys should all totally join. We have so much fun in academics, and yeah, I don't have a ton of updates because I didn't do that much over the summer, but we work to create a closer relationship between the other sectors of student government, primarily those that work a lot with academics, so that we can have a lot more joint initiatives and it's more not just like Senate doing something and the rest of student government working on an initiative regarding academics, but we'll have a lot of joint sort of, I guess, legislation and things coming soon. And with that, I yield my time to questions.
The chairwoman yields her time to questions. Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you. We'll now hear a report from the Finance Committee. Chairman Wenzel, you are recognized.
Hello, everyone. Finance Committee will meet 3:30 on Fridays, as per usual. No direct updates because we haven't had time to get in allocations, but excited for that. With that, I yield time to questions.
The chairman yields his time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairman? Seeing none, thank you. We'll now hear a report from the Health and Safety Committee. Chairman Gruner, you are recognized.
Hey guys, hope y'all had a great summer. It's good to see you all again. Got a few announcements, but I'll try and keep this short. For starters, after having the committee vote on a new polling time, we've now made our new committee meeting time Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. We will be meeting tomorrow. If you're interested in health and safety, please come join. Love to have you. Moving forwards, I used some of our senators' placards for the committee from last semester in order to realize and recognize that we had a couple of trends that people were interested in. So with that being said, I'm announcing the informal creation of 4 subcommittees within my own personal committee. These will be focusing on hot popular topics such as food, transportation, security and safety, and lastly, and the most popular one, which was mental health. Going alongside with that, we also have a couple initiatives and legislation coming forwards. Firstly, we have our menstrual product disposal bin initiative, which is being led and sponsored by Senator Brash. We also have a rape drug testing kit initiative, which is being headed up by Senator Workman. And we also have a wellness product distribution event being headed up by Pro Temp Baber, which might see the larger scale growing up into one of our larger fall initiatives. We also have 2 more smaller initiatives brought to our attention from people outside of the Senate committee. One of them being from the President's Cabinet, Emma Ishkov, who brought our attention regarding soap dispensers in the Thomas Cooper Library. And finally, from a former senator and current freshman council representative, Emily Heater, who brought our attention regarding ADA garage compliancy within the Blossom Street garage. And with that, I yield my time to questions.
The chairman yields his time to questions. Are there any questions?
Thank y'all. Great to see y'all.
Seeing none, thank you. We'll now hear a report from the Inclusion and Equity Committee. Chairwoman Cassetti, you are recognized.
Hello everyone, happy first week of classes. I'm Lokika Cassetti. I am the chairwoman of Inclusion and Equity. So over the summer we were kind of on a pause, but we are currently working with the OMSA office to work out a multicultural exhibition for early September or late September, something that's still in the works. That's something we're currently working on. And we've also voted on a new meeting time, which is right now to be around Tuesdays at 4:30. And with that, I yield my time to questions.
The chairwoman yields her time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairwoman? Seeing none, thank you. We'll now hear a report from the Judiciary Committee. Chairman Kay, you are recognized.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer and did many, many fun things, or they worked like I did. Sorry, can't escape it. Anyways, Judiciary for this year didn't do a lot over the summer, but we'll be rolling in big this semester. We got a lot of big projects on the head, including for the immediate future a couple of interviews. So for those in my committee, sorry, we'll be doing those again and a couple of them. That being said, moving on, we don't have a lot going on. We'll have a bill later today sponsored by me to create an ad hoc committee. I expect a lot of my pre-law folks, my law folks, anybody who's interested in helping rewrite these codes, I want you to join that, please, because I think it'll be a great opportunity for many of y'all to experience some real statutoral change. And you'll get to kind of engage with this community in a way that most people never will. That being said, I'll yield to any questions.
The chairman yields his time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairman? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear a report from the Powers and Responsibilities Committee. Vice Chairman Pillsbury, you are recognized.
All right, so we don't have too many announcements, but For vacant Senate seats, there are 9 new applicants and 2 extended applications, and we will be conducting interviews this coming week. I will get details out to all of the powers and responsibilities people through the GroupMe. We're still trying to figure out the details about when those interviews are going to be held. And just a reminder to everybody in powers that quorum for voting is 6. So in order to be able to vote on new senators, we need to have 6 people present for these interviews. But with that, I yield my time to questions.
The vice chairman yields his time to questions. Are there any questions for the vice chairman? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear a report from the Student Life Committee. Chairman Barnes, you are recognized.
Hey everyone, hope you all had a good summer and first few days of class. Student Life doesn't have much to report on, but we're going to begin meeting on Monday at 5 o'clock in the LSC next week. With that, I yield my time to questions.
The chairman yields his time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairman? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear a report from the Sustainability Committee. Chairwoman LaPinta, you are recognized.
Hi guys, welcome back to Senate. My name is Mia, if you guys didn't already know that. I hope everyone's class has been going smoothly. I know it's like really stressful being back. This week the Sustainability Committee did not meet as there really wasn't anything to discuss because we didn't have Senate. But I am excited to get started on climate action legislation with the Deputy Secretary of Sustainability, Jackson Hensley, and as well as my own committee. Just as a reminder, we will be meeting at 6 p.m. on Monday nights in the LSC. Please contact me with any questions. And with that, I yield the questions.
The chairwoman yields her time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairwoman? Seeing none, thank you. We will now hear a report from the Freshman Council. Are there any representatives from the Freshman Council present? Seeing none. We'll now hear a report from the Constitutional Council. Chief Justice Buchmeyer, you are recognized.
All right, good evening, everybody. As normal, I do not have much to report at this time. I believe because we now have a vacant seat on the court that we're going to have a nomination process going through. I'm not really part of that, so I'll let the requisite body and people talk about it. But with that, I'll yield my time to questions.
The Chief Justice yields his time to questions. Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank y'all.
We will now hear a report from the Speaker of the Senate, Maura Hamilton. Chief of Staff Kohler, you are recognized.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're excited to have y'all back. I know it's been a productive summer for Maura, getting stuff organized for us. So just a few updates for y'all. As Chairman Kay said, there will be an ad hoc committee introduced later today about rewriting codes. If you have any questions about special committees, how they work, how they're introduced, ask Maura or myself. We're happy to help. Another reminder, if you're going to miss for any reason, attendance stuff only needs to come to me. We're going to try not to overwhelm Maura with a lot of stuff, so just send it straight to me and I can help you out. Dress code, again, another reminder, y'all look great today, so I don't think this is a huge issue, but just make sure that you're wearing business professional, blazers, pants, dresses, nice blouse, shirts with ties, no hats, sunglasses, sneakers. That being said, I know that classes have been changing, so if y'all have an issue where classes are pushed like right up to Senate time, just contact me or Maura. We'll figure something out. She's got a coat rack in her office. I'm not too far away. I can help carry stuff back and forth for you. Maura had a great time speaking with some other speakers at the SEC Exchange, and we have some exciting news. We are potentially transitioning to an electronic voting system instead of raising placards, so you would just press a button instead of, having to raise your placard, counting all of that. Which would be really great for our efficiency here. And then last thing, Speaker Pro Tempore Byer will speak about delegation chairs later. If you have any questions about how this works, Maura or I can answer them. And I yield my time to any questions.
The Chief of Staff yields questions. Are there any questions for the Chief of Staff? Seeing none, thank you. We're now in line for a report from the Student Body Treasurer. Treasurer Jacob Vaught, you are recognized.
Don't really have too many updates. Our first workshop will be tonight in Russell House 322. Our treasurer's manual is complete. And with that, I yield my time to questions.
The treasurer yields his time to questions. Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you. We are now in line for a report from the student body vice president. Vice President Courtney Tax, you are recognized.
Hey y'all, happy second day of school. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, I have a few updates, bear with me. Okay, so I've sent the calendar in the group me about programming events for the coming semester. If you have any questions about what's going on with our programming weeks, it is a lot, but they are all on there. And then I followed that up with a sign-up sheets for those events. If you would like to volunteer, it's strongly encouraged to sign up for one 30-minute slot per programming week. We have Stigma-Free Week, which is all about mental health, Safety Week, which is about campus safety, and Carolina Civility, which is all about voter engagement, civility on campus. Losing my train of thought. And then kind of following up with that, similarly to what Chairwoman Anderson was saying, I'll be reaching out to chairpersons about specific programming weeks to get your committee involved and see if we can help carry out or include some of your initiatives, because I really want you guys to be involved in the programming process and make sure that we are kind of all working together with cross-branch collaboration. Chairman Gruner, get ready for a lot of emails. I apologize. Something that I've been on this summer was the Quality Teaching Committee. And it's an initiative that was started through the provost. And I'm sending out a survey to student government to see what you guys see in a quality teacher and the impact that's made on your learning experience. Again, I'll be sending that out in a Google form, and then I actually am filling out. I have a homework assignment to do. So I'm filling that out, and I'm sending that to teachers. So they really want, it's all professors on the committee, so they really want that student feedback. And then the next thing I want your opinion on. So I went to SEC Exchange at the University of Oklahoma. And something that LSU did was they actually let their freshman council step in as proxies for senators. I briefly wrote it on our last Summer Advisory Council report. But it would mean that you would, if you needed proxy, you would sign up and we would assign you a FROCO member. You would look over the calendar, see what legislation is going through, and then actually talk with them and speak with them about what they would do in your place. But I think it's a really unique and really cool idea to get them involved with Senate and let them experience what it's like to be a senator. So maybe we can have some more FROCO people running for Senate next year. And I would love your input and to work with you guys on this to see how you guys would want to see this functioning. So please reach out if you would like to give me some feedback on that. Now for some fun things, we're going to be starting intramural teams. My internal outreach coordinator is going to be running all of this. So we're going to have pickleball, kickball, and flag football. So I'm going to be sending out an interest form if you guys want to participate in that. And then October 7th, I know it's a little far out, will be the tentative date for our first mentor Big Little Mixer. We are switching to Big Little. And you are going to be getting another email if you did sign up for that. Just to make sure that you still want to be a mentor. And we're going to be doing a little information session on some rules and expectations of being a big. And then just some follow-ups. If you need a graphic for an event that Senate is doing, please fill out the Garnet Gate request. I have a form on there, hopefully a week in advance, but we can work with you. And then last but not least, if you have any first day of class pictures, please send them to me to be featured on the Instagram this Friday. I'm doing a first week of class post, and I'd love to see your guys' bright, smiling faces on there. So with that, I yield my time to questions.
The Vice President yields her time to questions. Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you. We are now in line for a report from the student body president. President Patton Byers, you are recognized.
Alrighty. Get this up a touch. Is this good enough? You in here? Let's just. As a matter of fact, let's just do this. This is way better. Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. Super excited to have y'all back on campus. Everyone come back, what, a couple days ago? Last week? Show of hands? Last week? Today? Yesterday? Not too bad. Not too bad. Awesome. Well, first thing, we've been working on a ton of advocacy points in the President's branch. One of them that you've heard a good bit about, and hopefully you'll hear a lot more on, is mental health, which is great. We're talking about that maybe as well in the Senate. Regarding mental health, this has been a battleground for me for the past few months, frankly. So we've done some widespread support across administration and faculty and end-to-end provost office. And we're close to the finish line, hoping to get that done very, very soon for students. But that would look not like a mental health day, because personally I believe your crisis is on a different timeline than maybe the university's timeline. So we want to make sure that you can safely use that time as needed. So we're working on that as much as possible, and hopefully that pilot will be out in the next few weeks, and then we can use that this year. We can gather data to see, and then maybe in the future decide whether that quantitative data is fine. Maybe that day works better than maybe the week. So that'll be a future student government process. Next is the SoBi database, which has been an absent point of student government for literally a decade. And that is finally about to be totally revamped and improved. And that SoBi database hopefully will be coming out in the next few weeks. Students can look into that and see if you want to sign up for that class. And I personally believe this will directly correlate and decrease dropout rates when you first start that semester, because I can't tell you, I've probably dropped like 2 or 3 classes per year when you go into a class, because you don't know what you're signing up for until afterwards. So that's what I think the SoBi database will help with. And I'm very excited to see how that process will work, and looking forward to working with y'all to getting the word out about that if and when we get that up and running in the next few weeks or months or so. Next is water bottles in the student section, which has been briefly talked about for a little bit of time. We've done that in the past for maybe a game or two. We're going to hopefully have that for the entire year, definitely for the first couple of games. We're working with Center of Health Wellbeing on that, and we're currently in the procurement process about that, and that is awesome for students. That is free water bottles in the lower deck, especially for a hotter game. It's nice, especially with the games now being at night. So we'll be a warm 95, maybe 100 degrees next Saturday, so stay hydrated and make sure you grab a free water bottle. Part of that, though, is we will be working, we as a student government, we'll be working that and passing out the water to students. I think it's a good way to show students that we're working for them every single day, doesn't matter if it's game day or not. The next is, like we talked about briefly, the SC Exchange. The one thing that I'm working on is I'm co-chairing, along with the University of Tennessee Student Body President, SEC Student Government Voter Registration Drive. Our goal is to get 20,000 students to participate across the entire SEC schools. This is keyword, totally nonpartisan. We are not looking at educating people about who the candidates are and what they want and all things that they can do. They can do that on their own time. This is purely to see you help vote and to learn about your civic duty. So we want to make sure that we're totally steering away from any partisanship on that end. But I'm excited for that, and I mean, that's what we should be doing as civic leaders on our campus as well. Next is, as it was briefly mentioned by Courtney in the intramural stuff, but I talked to the University of Alabama Student Body President about pickleball courts, which has been really, really interesting. I don't know about y'all, but pickleball has been the new crave on our campus and across campuses, all in higher education. And just this past year, the Alabama Student Body President told me they have added, I believe, 14 new courts with the hope of adding 4 more this year. Frankly, we got to keep up, and we're advocating for that, and hopefully we'll get that done soon for students. Three is good, but we certainly need more, and hopefully we'll get there. And Wi-Fi tour. So I don't know if you guys have known, but the Wi-Fi has actually been improved and renovated in Russell House. It's an amazing advocacy point for student government in the past years. So certainly that's something I've hit on at the board of trustees level, and something that past president Amy Thompson really hammered home for us. So we thank her for her leading legacy on that. But we did a Wi-Fi tour of that first week of August with CIO, the new CIO Bryce Bible, and board trustee member Alex Inglis, and myself, among some others. And we got to see all the great things that they're doing with our Wi-Fi. This is step 1. This is not the last step. This is the very beginning. So I want to make sure that everyone knows that we're not just stopping at the Bangor Club, at the student union, but this is going to be the beginning, whether that goes to the Thomas Cooper Library or whether that goes to the Jones basement, which we all hear often about, or whether it's going to go, but it's going to go into your classroom. It's going to go everywhere. One way that students are going to know about this more is through the How's the Wi-Fi campaign. That is something we're working with in collaboration with the Infrastructure and IT's office, CIO Bryce Bible, is, like I said, the How's the Wi-Fi campaign. We want to make sure that we hear from students' perspective on Wi-Fi. We don't want to just hear it's bad. We want to know why it's bad, how it's bad, where it's bad specifically as well. We want to hear those complaints. We want to hear them targeted as much as possible. So we're working with them as well on that end. So hopefully they can get better data to figure out where that Wi-Fi needs to be fixed. It all needs to be fixed, but where it needs to get fixed the most quickly. So we're excited to work with them on that, and more to come on that campaign. You probably have seen them across the QR code as well. Portable chargers. So we have actually also passed through by the President Amy Thompson's initiative from last year, if you will recall. But good news is I've been able to advocate for a doubling of portable chargers in the stadium, not just in the student section, but now it was just in the student section, but now it's going to be all across the stadium. So wherever you are, upper deck, lower deck, if you're sitting with your family, friends, or if you're in the student section or not, you will have portable chargers across there. And also, in the fraternity lots, there will be portable chargers as well, which is good news for sure. Internally speaking, I also have nominated someone for Constitutional Council, which is what Chief Justice Bookmeyer was slightly talking about earlier, but I could talk about that a bit more. I have the utmost confidence in Matthew, since it will be being right across the desk in just a few minutes. And if you all have any questions about Nasser or that he can answer, I'm sure he's happy to answer any of y'all's questions. And regarding Elections Commission, we've also nominated two people as well for that. And we're looking forward to actually having schools done quite a long time. So we're excited to get that done way before the election season begins. And speaking on Elections Commission, or EC, better known as, we're going to be a lot more active this year in years past. So we're going to make sure we use the funds that are internally focused to Elections Commission and make sure that Spur the Vote campaign that we've had in the past is really going to be used to also get people to vote for that voter registration. But also, we're going to talk to students and recruit them why they should be running for student government offices as well. That will start in around November and December. We commit to you that we're going to be out in the crowd as much as possible when it comes to Elections Commission. Next is cabinet initiatives. My cabinet has been working very hard on a number of initiatives that they've been working on, whether it's Popsicles with the Provost or World Mental Health Day Remembrance, or whatever it may be. There's a ton of ideas coming out, and we're excited to see them getting rolling. And next we have SG-Wide, which you guys should be hearing about soon. Hold the date, September 10th, that night. Probably hold the whole night. And from there, all of ours actually working together with our chief of staffs and our senior advisors to play in that first SG-Wide. It's really going to be more of a similar feel to what it had last time, which I think you guys liked, and I think you all did. But we'll keep you posted when we get more information on that as well. Last thing I have, and you're probably thankful I said last thing, is Uber discounts. So last but not least, certainly. So that will be finalized, but we have finalized it's going to be for every single home game this year. We're going to announce that sometime next week officially. That was in partnership with USCPD, Parking and Transportation. And Parking and Transportation actually was a new member of this, so they just actually helped give us some more money as well. So we thank them for their help this past summer for that. And then last but not least is the mayor's and student government report for the budget. And I'll yield to questions. I apologize for the long report. Yes. Yeah. You know, I can't comment on if it's a glitch or not, but I would imagine that it is. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. And just like speaking from like my experience with the Cockpit app is every time the first game it has its hiccups. Don't stress it too much, and then after that it usually gets figured out. I think that's probably what usually happens. I remember my freshman year, my first time going on the Cockpit app, I couldn't download my ticket for probably 8 hours, and I was about to pee my pants. So it'll be fine. I promise you. Give it some time. You have a whole week to request as well, so don't stress it. But yeah. Any other questions? Good question.
You're all good. Yep. Okay. We are now in line for special orders of the Senate. Are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
Application of Muhammad Iftikhar, Nish Desai, Lester Lewis, Hannah Hoppy, Marion Winters, Kaylee Goodrich, Ryland Dodds, Aiden Legg, and Taylor Silkert to be seated in the 116th Student Senate.
The nominees are referred to the Powers and Responsibilities Committee. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Office of the Student Body President concerning Constitutional Council nominations. Associate Justice Nash Dessen.
The nominee is referred to the Judiciary Committee. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Office of the Student Body President concerning the nomination of Deputy Elections Commissioner Ashley Ziegler.
The nominee is referred to the Power and Responsibilities and Judiciary Committees. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Office of the Treasurer concerning the resignation of Anushka Sharma from the position of Comptroller.
Received. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Senate Powers and Responsibilities Committee requesting a 1-week extension for the following confirmation hearings. Hagan Hyatt.
The question is of a 1-week extension of the confirmation hearing of Hagen Hyatt. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The extension is granted. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any petitions, letters, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Senate Powers and Responsibilities Committee requesting a 1-week extension for the following vacant seat interviews: Jeffrey Lyons and Alexandra Tyner.
The question is of a 1-week extension of the vacancy interviews. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The extension is granted. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, appointments, applications, or other? The clerk will now read.
A communication from the Office of the Speaker of the Student Senate concerning the resignation of Kaylin Felix and Kaylee Erler from the position of Student Senator.
Received. Continuing on with the special orders of the Senate, are there any letters, petitions, applications, appointments, or other? The clerk will now read. Seeing no more special orders of the Senate, we are now in the motion period. Does anyone have any motions on the floor? Speaker Pro Tempore Byer. There's been a motion to change Senator Byer's delegation from the College of Arts and Sciences to the Zara Lamore School of Business. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The Speaker Pro Tempore's delegation is now changed. Chairman Kai. There's been a motion to suspend the rules to allow the appointees to take their oath of office. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are now suspended. Y'all can head on down now. Yeah.
I state your name. Solemnly pledge to faithfully execute the office of Speaker. To abide by student government constitution and codes. To uphold the Carolinian Creed. And to represent my constituents to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Chairman Kay. All right. Is there a motion to reinstate the rule? Is there a second? Sorry. All right. Without objection, so ordered. Speaker Pro Tempore Byer. There's been a motion to remove Speaker Pro Tempore from the Student Life Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Few. There are no open seats in the School of Law, so a delegation change is not possible. Yeah. Senator Reed. There's been a motion to remove Senator Reed from the Inclusion and Equity Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Romali. There's been a motion to remove Senator Romali from the Health and Safety Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Zhang. There's been a motion to remove Senator Zhang from the Academics Committee and the Inclusion and Equity Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Few. There's been a motion to remove Senator Few from Inclusion and Equity. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Romali. There's been a motion to remove Senator Romali from the Sustainability Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Hines. There's been a motion to remove Senator Hines from the Judiciary Committee and the Inclusion and Equity Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Vice Chairman Matthews. There's been a motion to remove Vice Chairman Matthews from the Powers and Responsibilities Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Pillsbury. There's been a motion to remove Vice Chairman Pillsbury from the Finance Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Zhang. There's been a motion to add Senator Zhang to the Powers and Responsibilities Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Chairwoman Anderson. There's been a motion to add Chairwoman Anderson to the Powers and Responsibilities Committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Do we have any more motions on the floor? Seeing no more motions, is there a motion to dispense of the motion period? Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. We are now on to the call of the introduction of new legislation. The clerk will now read.
SBL 116-4, introduced by Chairman Kaye, a resolution to establish an ad hoc committee to restructure the student government codes to ensure more transparency and compliance.
Chairman Kaye, you are recognized to speak on the legislation.
So this was the piece of legislation that I was discussing a little bit when I was going over the committee meeting. What it is it effectively creates an ad hoc committee or a special committee that will then go and look at all of the codes, so all the chapters, rationalize them, and produce recommendations to change them. This is a huge project, so I really, really need y'all to help me because I don't want to do it alone, and I'm also graduating, so if y'all aren't here, I'll be very, very sad. Effectively, so for this special committee, it's probably going to meet once a week. I don't know exactly when it will. That'll depend on everyone who joins and their availability. But I think for a lot of people, like I mentioned, my law, my pre-law, or anyone who's just interested in that field, this is a great opportunity to get involved in a way that very, very, very few people will ever get to involve. You'll get to fundamentally change how student government may operate. We'll get to reduce redundancies and generally create a better environment for both us and any future senators for the next however many years that these changes stay, which in my experience will be about 1 year. But that being said, I think this is an incredibly important piece of legislation. If there's any questions about it, please let me know. There will be two other things it does, which is just a style guide for anyone creating new legislation in the future to make sure that it is kind of in line with the rules or how it's built, just so we don't have 40 new pieces of legislation in the future that all change everything that we just worked on, as well as a yearly checklist for statutory requirements, because I know last year we nearly had a constitutional crisis just because there's a lot that it requires us to do, and sometimes you forget because there is no checklist. So the intent is the committee to go and create that to ensure that we don't have constitutional crisis. I'm a fan of avoiding those. That being said, there will be a motion shortly after this to adopt it by unanimous consent, so would love if that that happens. After that, I think that's it. I will pass it back to you for any questions.
Yeah. So let me just point of information really, really fast to clarify. Special committees do not create legislation. Like that's not within their power. That is all in the codes. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. What it does do is kind of produce research instead. So this is a great opportunity for senators that want to write legislation but don't know where to start. If you're a member of that committee, you're able to produce pieces of legislation based off the research of the committee, and there will be a lot of them. So just something to keep in mind. But other than that, the chairman does yield his time to questions. Are there any questions for the chairman? All right. Chairwoman LaPinta. There's been a motion to approve the legislation by unanimous consent. Seeing no objections, the legislation is now adopted and the special committee is created. Chairwoman LaPinta. There's been a motion to return to the motion period. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. We are now returning to the motion period. Chairman Kaye. There's been a motion to add Chairman Kay to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Lapsley. There's been a motion to add Senator Lapsley to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Zhang. There's been a motion to add Senator Zhang to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Point of information, I mentioned this in my email, but now that the committee is officially created, it will be meeting at 7 p.m. on Sundays, if that affects your decision. Vice Chairman Pillsbury. There's been a motion to add Vice Chairman Pillsbury to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Blanton. There's been a motion to add Senator Blanton to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Mozo. There's been a motion to add Vice Chairman Bozo to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Few. There's been a motion to add Senator Few to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Chairwoman Anderson. There's been a motion to add Chairwoman Anderson to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Vice Chairman Matthews. There's been a motion to add Vice Chairman Matthews to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Senator Hopkins. There's been a motion to add Senator Hopkins to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Chairwoman LaPinta. There's been a motion to add Senator LaPinta to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. Chairman Barnes. There's been a motion to add Chairman Barnes to the ad hoc committee. Is there a second? All those in favor say aye. Without objection, so ordered. It's been a really long day. Any other motions on the floor? Senator Peterson. There's been a motion to appoint Senator Windsor as Senator Peterson's proxy. Is that recorded? To appoint a proxy, you have to fill out the proxy form. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The proxy is appointed. Senator Peterson. Approved. Any other motions on the floor? Chairwoman LaPinta. There's been a motion to return to the second reading calendar uncontested. Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. We are now on the call of the uncontested calendar. The clerk will read. Seeing none, that completes the call of the uncontested legislation. We are now on the call of the contested legislation. The clerk will read. Seeing none, that completes the call of contested legislation. We are now in line for a period of open discussion. Does any senator wish to have a matter brought to the attention of the body? Seeing none, thank you. We are now in line for a period of announcements. Are there any announcements from the floor? Speaker Pro Tempore Byer. The Speaker Pro Tempore yields the time to questions. Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you. Are there any other announcements on the floor? Awesome. I just have a few, I promise. First off, I am so happy to see all of y'all back. We did amazing on attendance and proxy forms today, and I really, really appreciate that because you guys know I really care a lot about that. I am so happy that that ad hoc committee was created. If you know me personally, this is something that I am really, really, really passionate about. Like, I've probably thought about this basically every single day since I was inaugurated. This is like basically my child, so please just treat it well, please. So these meetings will be on 7 p.m. in the LSC. This is going to be kind of an open forum because even though senators are the only ones with the power to change the codes, you know, the codes do involve every member of student government. So I'm making sure that people in student government know that they're welcome to come to the meetings. They're welcome to reach out to senators if they have questions. And I think that this will be a great opportunity for us to kind of get tied back right into student government alongside everyone else. Alongside with the ad hoc committee, just for your guys' information, the executives will be reading whatever you guys are reviewing the week before, so we'll already have prior knowledge. What you guys are going over, I will always be at the meetings. If you guys have any code questions at all, I am absolutely more than happy to answer them. I know too much about them, so I can always share whenever you guys would like. I am so happy with the number of Senate applicants that we got. We're on our way to having a completely full Senate, which is absolutely insane. I did not expect that to be happening so fast, and I'm so grateful and have just been so unbelievably happy about that. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your first week of school. I just wanted to share with you guys that I am now in upper division for nursing, and we opened a new College of Nursing building, yay, but it is in West Columbia, so I'm not on this campus anymore, unfortunately. So if you guys ever need me, I might not be like around here as much, but you're always more than welcome to call me or email me or schedule a meeting, and I'll make sure that I make my way over to campus to see you. Otherwise, we're all good. I did bring you guys sweet treats. We have cookies. There's sugar cookies and chocolate chip cookies. And then the frosted ones with the white frosting are peanut and tree nut free. If you have a nut allergy, I looked for gluten and dairy free, but Publix was slim pickings when I got there. But otherwise, I yield my time to questions. Amazing. With no further announcements, is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second? Without objection, the Senate will now stand adjourned until Wednesday, August 28th, 2024.